What up? How are y'all doing out there, man? Hey, I am hiring my first technician. I am scared, but I am ready. I'm not really scared. I guess more just like nervous. You know what I mean? I ran some pretty large companies and hired and fired many people. I at one time had like 7 or 8 guys that were under me at one company I was managing. So it's just cool and exciting to be able to do it for yourself. But a couple things I would say prior to looking to get a technician hired is one good thought is I could have probably have done this too. If I was a one-man show and I wanted to hire somebody to help me, my first thought is hiring for office. You know, that's what I did. I've got 2 people in the office. One that handles all like the accounting stuff and over there with the accounting, and then another that handles all of my calls coming in and creating the jobs, creating the invoices, talking back and forth with the customers, answering as many questions as they can before they have to come to me, and we constantly train on that. But another thought is you could hire a guy to literally drive you around, basically an apprentice. So while he's driving you around, you do all your researches, you make all your phone calls while you're going to the next stop, whatever that is. And I think that can work. But for me, what I'm doing is I wanted to set up a back office that was self-sufficient and running about as efficiently as possible to get me to a point where I was running as the technician, which I've been doing. I don't really do anything as the owner of the business anymore. Our company in general is just running as a well-oiled machine right now. A few hiccups here and there, but overall 95% of the time we're doing pretty good. Now that all that's set up and I don't have to focus on customer service and doing all that, I can now put all of my attention into training the new technician. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is buying and doing one of the training programs. I don't know who I'm going to use just yet, but I've got to start researching that. But for the first 2 weeks, I'm just going to have him shadow completely. I want to make sure before I buy this course that for 2 weeks, you're going to be committed to this. You're going to go behind me. You're going to watch what it looks like to run 8 to 15 calls a day, depending on what we got going on, depending if I got 3 in the same building, however all that works. You're going to be there and you're going to have to keep up and watch and take notes and do all that good stuff. But man, this guy's got a mechanical background. It's amazing. I'm so excited. And I think he's going to be a really great fit for inside of this business and ministry, what we're doing out here. And just to be able to help and start providing his knowledge to help me run some of these calls. And that's literally all it is. We can get into our head a lot of the times and get so wrapped up into what I need to do first, getting all this done. How do I do it? I still don't know everything I'm supposed to be doing. I did an offer letter for the first time, a really detailed, awesome offer letter of all the stuff that I want inside of it, and want him to understand to do, so I mean, it's going to be pretty amazing to be able to give somebody a vehicle to be able to use and stuff too. Is just amazing, man. We're super blessed to be able to do that. But also through the training, and here's what I'm saying about thinking you have to have it all figured out. The only thing that really happened is I started saying I was going to hire people. I, for weeks, had been like working on this Indeed thing. I had never even put something out on Indeed yet. But just in my local community, every time I'd be in a customer's house, I was like, and we're hiring soon. Like, I would start putting it out there. Hey, man, we're going to be hiring them. I have 15 techs out here. Got one starting. Man, it's absolutely amazing. And you figure some of this other stuff out as you go. I'm going to be figuring a lot of it out as I go. But I do plan to do an incentive program and have some things like that set up for him. So while he's out running calls, he can also be incentivized to run those calls. One of the things I'm thinking, and let me know how you feel on this, but is if you run a certain set number, you're going to get a $10 bonus per call. If you run over that, you're going to get a $20 bonus per call of a completed install job. So if you're just out there running a regular service call, you don't get a sale or you don't get a job after that to install a part, you made the company the service call fee. But if you get out there and you sell over a certain price point, if I gave you a $20 bonus per call and you're out there completing 4 calls a day, that's an extra $80 a day, $80 to $100 easily, I feel like, once you get set up and established to start rolling. And then after a 30-day period of no callbacks, we'll give you that. That's going to incentivize your technicians to go out there. They're going to be getting something after each call that's been completed. They're going to be out there trying to sell the jobs because depending on if they get a $10 or $20 is pretty big in that aspect. And I'm thinking more on the scale of running a good bit of calls. There's also incentive programs out there that other people have already done. There's one called Money.Technician. If you type in money, MONEY .technician, it'll come up from Fred's Appliances, and they have a really good one, man. It's like an amazing, you have to hit a certain threshold, like $13,000 in labor. And that's another thing too, is anything will not get counted off of parts. We don't want you out there installing parts that aren't needed, trying to up an invoice, because that's not what it is. I have a certain price point that I try to hit every call. I don't really care if I'm changing out a dryer belt or rebuilding a drum, man. We're trying to get the same amount every time. And I know that there's some things out there that you can do, but overall, I feel like I do pretty well. I can run $250,000. I can run $350,000 by myself. But the problem is I'm always working. I'm never not working. I'm freaking 12 to 15 hours a day out here. It's a lot, man. I do get to listen to the Bible and do a lot of stuff that I wouldn't normally do somewhere else, man. But I am running calls. And then it's only a matter of time before something else, you know what I mean? So in order to protect yourself and your investment in your business, I think it's always really smart to start looking at hiring. At least just start with one guy who can help you run some calls. If he's running half of your calls and you get to get off half the day earlier and you still making the same money, you know what I mean? Get out here and get you some people over here now. And then you start doing that with like 5 or 6 technicians. Then what, dude? It's going to be amazing. You know what I mean? You'll really be able to start that fishing challenge to see if you can go out for 7 days and your company still run itself. How amazing is that going to be? So that's what I'm working for, putting in a lot of hours, and we build really quick. But I know how to do all this stuff. You know what I mean? I had a lot of years of practice and setting up SOPs and understanding what works, what doesn't work, and I just applied that to the appliance business. You'd have told me 7 months ago where I was working at that 7 months later I'd have, I don't know, a good chunk in the bank and be out here running calls and been on 2 vacations already and things running fine. I'd have been like, you crazy. But now we out here doing it. And it's all because I literally applied, man. I sat for so long just, talking about it, twiddling numbers, watching videos. I'd get motivated. I'm going to go do it. And then I'm back to my old job. You know what I mean? I never did it, but it's all about committing. The same as if you're going to hire a tech, quit trying to figure it all out and just start telling people you're hiring. Once you get somebody interested, it'll force you to start crunching and figuring, I got to do it now. So, sorry about that. I need some water. I'm talking too much, but man, if y'all got any questions, let me know. But I'm going to take y'all on this journey with with this guy, and I'm just so excited for him. And the plan would be, after he gets efficient running calls, I'm going to do something in 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 9 to 12 months. Hopefully by that 9 to 12 month mark, I can go ahead and hire 2 more guys. And then I'll have one riding with me, one riding with him. The first technician will start to learn more because now he's training somebody else. It's so cool. It's so cool. So I'm just letting y'all know this is how it's being done. I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy out here. 8 months ago, it was hard to buy bread. Here we are. So I love y'all, man. I think y'all are going to do amazing. Ask me for any tips or anything that y'all got out there, or like anything that y'all think I could do better. If you do have techs, I know don't a lot of people watch this yet, but it's going to blow up one day. Anyways, peace.